Okay, so this is a brief tour of a module that I created. This is actually our first week module for the hybrid Bio 11 class. So this is, we have 1.5 hours per week online in this course. So here is the first page, which is the introduction to the week. So we have a little teaser here. So science happens. Try and get students interested right off the top here. This gives the overview of what we're going to be doing for the week. And here are our learning outcomes for the week. Here is the image information. So what's happening here? This is actually a process used in vitro fertilization. You can see the process where they're injecting a single spermatid into an egg cell to form a zygote. And here is the photo credit. So jumping into the real content, we start off by analyzing really what the difference is between the science we might see portrayed in the popular media and what the realities might be of where that research is. So again, we have a little teaser here about why this is important, about how to start thinking about if something is a really important issue or is it media hype. And then we have a captioned video about the science and the media. Okay, so let's see if this plays.
When I was about 10 years old, a story was going around school that Coca-Cola was so bad for your teeth that if you put a tooth in a glass of Coke, it would dissolve overnight. So when a tooth of mine fell out, I thought it would be fun to watch this happen. I left the glass overnight, then all day, and then a week.
So at any rate, I'm in the process of updating, so it's not just the automatic caption file. However, the automatic caption file for this video is actually right on the money. So our distance ed department said that it was fine for the time being until we finish closed captioning some of the videos that are of greater importance. And then here is the photo credit. So this is the student's first kind of exposure to the content. As we continue on, then there's a little thing here about what exactly is good science anyway, since we kind of looked at how the media doesn't always get it right. And so here's where I wrote out kind of a quick summary of what is important in science, and then here is the information on the image. It's up here, some genetically modified rice. And then in this first unit, we have the students analyze climate change, articles on climate change. So here's the background information on climate change, and again, a brief video. And then we've actually embedded the assignment. Here's again the photo information and the photo credit. We've actually embedded the assignment that they're doing right here on this page, because otherwise I found that students sometimes would ignore the content and just click directly on the discussion board posts. So they may still ignore some of the content, but it seems to be a little bit more effective to actually have the assignments embedded, so they actually have to look at the content in order to find where the assignments are. And so here's their first assignment. So climate change, science or politics. So this discussion will require 2 posts. So the first one is they find an article on climate change from a media outlet, major media outlet. Huffington Post seems to be a popular one that they often use. And summarize their article in their own words. And so this is kind of where we start talking about it and give them some feedback about what that means to summarize these articles. So then once they've done that, their second post is they have to choose an article that is posted by another student and try and source it back to the original information. So if a student reviewed an article on let's say they saw in Huffington Post maybe that butterflies in England are going through and laying eggs a month earlier, they would have to go back and try and source that back to their original article. So the actual peer-reviewed article, or find the actual research lab at what institution was doing this original research, and then try and kind of analyze where this might be coming from. And so it's interesting is that what they find is a lot of these things are circulars. They might find an article on Huffington Post that goes back to the LA Times, which goes to a New York Times piece, which goes back to, maybe the original source. So it's kind of, I think, a good activity for them to go through these kind of threads.